Amy, welcome back to the Bookworms Buddy. Today I have a review for you guys because it's been a long time since I've done a review on my channel. And the book that I chose to do a review for is The Reader by Bernard Schlink. I had a lot of mixed feelings about this book. I think I only ended up rating it 3 stars. And the reason for that was there was a portion of the book that really got slow for me and I was just trudging through it. But then on the other side, my family came to visit, so I didn't really want to read when they were here and, preparing for them to get here and stuff. So, I wasn't really reading a lot. And then when I would read, it was slow, so it made me a little slumpy. So there's a lot of things that played into that. The beginning of the book started off with a really good flow to it. And when I started reading it, I'm like, oh, well, this is just going to be kind of a forbidden love story. Because you have a 15-year-old Michael who gets ill. He's come home from school and he's feeling ill, And then you've got 30 or so year old Hannah who kind of helps him through the illness. They start this relationship. So I'm like, oh, it's going to be a forbidden love. And it was more than that. I think it's more on the lines of a historical coming-of-age story. And I like coming-of-age stories. They just need to have a little bit more, to keep me going. Because, midway through the book, things just changed. I can't tell you the things that change because it'll give away too much. But I didn't understand how we got from point A to point B in the story. And I'm did I miss something? So I went back a couple chapters and reread it. And sure enough, I didn't miss anything. So that kind of put a damper on the story too. And then when my family was here, I just didn't pick it up at all while they were visiting. And when they left, then I got into a different book. I picked up Winter, and that one was a little draggy for me. And I think that's because I was still feeling kind of slumpy. My family left and, all that kind of stuff. So Winter is sitting there to be finished. So anyway, I decided to get back to this one when they left. And I finally got through it. It did help for me to go back and read the synopsis to kind of bring me up to the point of how do we get from here to here. And yeah, I think we miss out on a lot of backstory on Hannah. There's so much more I would want to know about her, who she was. I didn't feel like I really knew either of them. I felt like I knew Michael a little bit better, but Hannah, I really didn't feel like I knew who she was. And I think that, some backstory would have really helped in that aspect. I did end up liking the book by the end, which I said 3 stars. It easily could have been 2 stars had it not wrapped up as well as it did. So this ends up being a pretty good historical. It goes back to parts of the Holocaust, the concentration camps and that kind of stuff. And I really enjoy historical books now. So that kind of brought it back to me a little bit when we learn a little bit more about that, because not a lot of that is mentioned at the beginning portion of the book. So yeah, you just kind of have to be patient to get to those other parts. I felt like there was big chunks missing. And that's all I can tell you about that. So, it's definitely worth the read, especially if you like, that era, to read about that era. Yeah, so like I said, that brought the historical aspects, brought it back to me a little bit more. Because in the beginning, it didn't really read that much like a historical. But, yeah, so that's all I'm going to say because I'm going to give something away. Anyway, it is worth the read. It's not a big book, but you have to kind of get through the slow parts. And I think that historical coming-of-age story is really a good description for it. I liked the wrap-up of the story, and it did start to flow well again, but it was closer, more towards the end of the book. But yeah, 3 stars. If you like these type of stories, then you would probably really enjoy this one. So guys, that is my review of The Reader by Bernard Schlink. If you've read this book, let me know in the comments below and we can discuss it. But thanks guys for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.